Good morning. It's John Newenberg with W5 Coaching, and today we're talking with Mark Bossert of Top Local Lead Generation. And in this series of questions we're posing for Mark, we're getting a little smarter about how lead generation works. So, Mark, in that vein, how many leads can I expect to get in a week?
Well, that's one of my most asked questions.
I can imagine.
And the answer is, the lawyer's answer, of course, is it depends. And what it depends on is your budget, how well you know your target market, and what is your offer. And so we help work with people to craft the offer and getting to know their target market if they don't have that really well defined. And of course, then we can work within almost any budget. It has to be somewhat significant. I mean, it can't be, I have $1. That's not going to work. How many leads will that get me? Well, it depends how many phone calls you can make. But if you're looking for something where people are actually getting in touch with you, where you're attracting people based on some value that you're delivering, then knowing your target market, having a great offer is the key to everything in marketing. And then it's just, okay, well, once we get that crafted to a place where for every dollar you're making $2 or $3 or more, then your budget can go up. And that's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah. If you have the answer to that question, then you have an unlimited marketing budget, don't you? If you know that one of your marketing dollars turns into $3 of revenue, then why wouldn't you continue that? Mark, what would be a suitable minimum threshold for a budget?
Well, if we're talking about Facebook, our Facebook campaigns, we start at around $500 per month to manage the campaign, and it goes up from there. Facebook advertising then which is paid to Facebook. Your advertising costs are going to range from $300, I would suggest, as a minimum, to a realistic kind of budget for most small businesses is going to be more like $600 a month. So if you're in the $1,100, $1,200 a month range, that's a good starting place. Of course, once it's tuned up and in place and converting well, then it's just a matter of, okay, how many more do you want? What's your capacity? How fast can you grow to meet that capacity? And how big is your target market? If you're limited by a geographic area, and there's only 30,000 people there, your market's going to be limited fairly quickly compared to somebody who's dealing with, the world and 7 billion people.
So there's a management fee involved plus a ad spend.
Correct.
And I think what I heard you say is about $1,000 a month is a good starting point.
That's a good that's a good ballpark to have in mind. I mean, it goes up from there, of course, based on how difficult your target market is, how competitive it is. It also will go up based on, how good your offer is. If you have a great offer, it's going to be easy. If you don't have a great offer, if you're not willing to discount, for instance, or you're not willing to create a lot of value for somebody, it's just going to be really hard. And honestly, a lot of times we'll just pass. We won't, we want to make it successful for you and for your clients. You have to deliver value.
So how would the average business owner work out what return they would need in order to make $1,000 a month ad spend make sense?
Well, that goes back to our original question. How many leads do you need a week? I mean, how many leads a week would make a difference to your business? If you know your simple information about what's your profit per customer, what's your total lifetime customer value, you can figure out, okay, well, here's how much I can afford to spend to get a customer in the door and then keep them as a customer because they're going to repeat buy, hopefully.
Now, in your experience, Mark, do your clients have that kind of data? Do they know what their average income per client or average profit per client? Do they have that data?
The best customers do. The customers who are working with a business coach do.
Yeah.
Honestly, often they don't have an idea about that. They're just busy running their business as fast as they can every day. So
it's my experience that once you get that data, it actually makes decision making much easier, because it's much easier to see that you're not just kind of, you know, throwing money against the wall and hoping it sticks. You're actually can make the, or can create the relationship between marketing spend or investment equals X return, and that X is big enough to make the spend worthwhile.
Absolutely.
So would you help a client work that out?
Yeah, we help them as much as they're willing to let us help them. You know, we have processes in place where we talk about, you know, what are your target market, what's the offer, what's your value, what do you need? You know, the big question always is how many leads do you need a week? Okay, how do we figure that out? I don't even know. Well, let's back that up. Let's
Sure.
break that down a little bit.
Well, that's awesome. Well, today we've been talking with Mark Bossert of Top Local Lead Generation. And if you're thinking you need some more leads than you're currently getting, and you want some help to figure out how to do that, either on Facebook, as we did in the example today, or on Google or search engines, give Mark a call at 778-385-0098. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, John.